The only thing we have to fear. During the 1932 campaign, Roosevelt classified Herbert Hoover as a reckless tax-and-spend aristocrat intent on bankrupting the United States, which in retrospect seems like a case of the pot calling the kettle black. Hoover's ideas, in fact, anticipated Roosevelt's New Deal. Hoover had advocated several programs designed to increase agricultural prices, supported subsidies for banks and railroads, and signed legislation to pay for them with higher income and excise taxes. After Roosevelt won the election, Hoover reached out to the president-elect, hoping they could come up with a plan to solve the banking crisis together. Roosevelt stuffed Hoover's note in his pocket and coyly refused to act. He wanted to be the white knight riding into Washington, D.C. to save the day. Hoover could go down in flames. Unfortunately, what transpired after Roosevelt's inauguration was nothing short of the most unprecedented expansion of the executive branch in the history of the United States. Roosevelt did an about-face and adopted Hoover's blueprint for government involvement in the economy, then juiced it on steroids. And Roosevelt's first inaugural address made it clear that this had been his plan from the beginning. Roosevelt's first speech to the American public as president is often regarded as one of the most important orations in American history. It was beautifully written and artistically delivered, and while it lacked specifics, it foreshadowed what a Roosevelt administration would do to the Constitution. Roosevelt contended that the dark realities of the moment called for action and action now. He introduced a catchphrase used by every American politician in the last half of the 20th century. Roosevelt pledged to put people to work by using the government as the employer of last resort. This proposal, in concert with a slew of ideas designed to control prices, keep people in their houses, reduce the cost of government, nationalize communications and transportation, and control banking, credit, and speculation, became the focal point of Roosevelt's first 100 days in office, a term the media latched onto in Roosevelt's first term and used as a yardstick for presidencies ever since. Roosevelt declared war on the emergency and mobilized the American people into a loyal army willing to sacrifice for the good of a common discipline, because without such discipline, no progress is made, no leadership becomes effective. Naturally, Roosevelt was ready to assume unhesitatingly the leadership of this great army of our people dedicated to a disciplined attack upon our common problems. How comforting and monarchical.